What if the person who stole your entire life had to watch you rebuild it from the front row? This is not a story about simple revenge. This is the story of how I let him think he won until my comeback premiered. Everyone told me I was crazy for trusting Liam. They were right. We built our startup from nothing. Late-night coding sessions, takeout boxes on the floor, whiteboard walls full of dreams. The idea was simple: an AI platform to manage freelancers better than any agency ever could. I wrote the code. He handled the investors. It worked. Until it didn't. One morning, I tried to log in. Access denied. Server credentials changed. Company email locked. At first, I thought it was a bug, a glitch, something temporary. Then I saw the press release. Liam Carson launches NeuralFlow, the next generation AI freelancer platform. NeuralFlow, my platform, my code, my idea, my life's work, with my name erased. In interviews, he called himself the sole founder, the visionary, the genius. He used stories from our journey, but he told them as if I never existed. I wanted to fight. I wanted to sue, but lawsuits cost money. My bank account was already overdrafted. Friends went silent. Investors ghosted me. The industry moved on without me. Liam became the golden boy of tech. I became the girl who got outplayed. For a while, I disappeared. Days blurred into nights. Anger became my alarm clock. Shame tucked me into bed. But underneath the anger, something else was burning. Not revenge. Not yet. Something sharper. Something quieter. Resolve. One night, in my tiny rented room, I stared at the glow of my monitor and opened a blank project. If he stole my first dream, I would build another. I called it Reverb. Reverb was everything NeuralFlow pretended to be. Not just an AI that managed freelancers, a platform that actually helped them grow. Transparent contracts, fair commission, tools that protected creators instead of exploiting them. This time, I told no one. No social media updates, no pitch decks, no bragging. I worked nights in tech support to pay rent. Days were for code, weekends were for debugging. Coffee became my closest friend. I studied NeuralFlow in secret. I read every review, every complaint, every hint of how users really felt. Too cold? Too corporate? Feels like we're being used. Good. That was my opening. Months passed. Then a year. Reverb slowly came to life. I wasn't alone anymore. A designer who had been underpaid by 3 startups. A back-end developer laid off on a Zoom call with no warning. A marketer whose work was stolen and reused without credit. All of them had their own Liam. All of them were tired of trusting the wrong people. We built like ghosts. No noise, no leaks, just progress. Then came the opportunity. The Global Tech Expo. 2 years earlier, Liam had stood on that stage to launch his company. The same stage, the same event, the same spotlight. This time, NeuralFlow was headlining again. This time, for their version 3.0. I bought a general ticket. No one expected to see me there. Most people had forgotten my face, but not for long. The day of the expo, the hall pulsed with neon lights and synth music, logos everywhere, booths filled with smiling founders and polished pitches. Then they dimmed the lights. The host walked out. Please welcome to the stage Liam Carson, founder of NeuralFlow. The crowd cheered. He walked out in a tailored suit with that same smug smile. I stood in the shadows near the back. My hands were cold. My heart was steady. He started his speech. 2 years ago, I stood here with a dream. I could have recited the rest word for word. I wrote half of that first speech myself. He showed off features, charts, growth, partnerships. Then he clicked to play the NeuralFlow 3.0 launch video. The screen went black. For a second, nothing happened. He frowned at the tech crew. Then the words appeared. Created for the creators, by the betrayed. The audience murmured. A logo faded in. Not NeuralFlow, Reverb, my logo, our logo. The video launched. Freelancers working from cafes, bedrooms, co-working spaces. A narrator spoke. For years, the people who do the work have been treated like tools. Disposable, replaceable, easily erased. We've been the ghostwriters of other people's success stories. but ghosts can become echoes, and echoes can become a wave. The Reverb interface appeared, a simple dashboard, transparent earnings, real-time communication, contracts written in plain language, not traps. The video ended with one line: Reverb, the platform that remembers who really built the future. The lights came up. I walked toward the front of the stage. My heart pounded. My steps were calm. Liam saw me. The color drained from his face. I stepped up and took the spare microphone. The host looked confused. Security hesitated. The cameras were already rolling. "Hi, Liam," I said. My voice echoed through the hall. "You look like you've seen a ghost." The audience went silent. Somewhere in the middle rows, someone whispered my name. I turned to the crowd. 2 years ago, I stood backstage while he launched my work without my name on it. I wrote the code that powered neural flow. I built the first version of this idea, and then I woke up one day locked out of everything I created. I didn't shout. I didn't need to. The truth was loud enough. I didn't come here to beg for credit. I didn't come here to drag him down. I came here to show you what happens when betrayal doesn't break you. It transforms you. Behind us, the Reverb logo glowed on the screen. This is Reverb, built by people who know what it's like to be erased, designed to make sure that never happens to you. Cameras flashed, phones recorded. The story was writing itself. Liam tried to interrupt. "She's lying," he shouted. "She's just bitter she couldn't keep up. I fired her." "You can't fire a co-founder," I said quietly. The audience gasped. I didn't look at him again. He wasn't the point anymore. I faced the creators in the room. "Some of you have already felt this," I said. "Your idea stolen, your name left out, your work repackaged under someone else's brand." I paused. I let him think he won, because I realized something. His victory was small. It was just about taking something from me. But my comeback? My comeback's about giving something to all of you. The applause started small. Then it grew. Then it roared. Security didn't move. The host didn't cut the mic. No one wanted to stop the show anymore. By the end of the day, the hashtag Reverb was trending. So was We Remember the Builders. Influencers posted clips. Journalists sent messages. Freelancers signed up for the wait list so fast that our servers struggled to keep up. Neuralflow's investors called an emergency meeting the next week. Within a month, several key clients left them. They didn't just want better tools. They wanted a better story. They wanted to stand on the right side. Liam tried to sue. His lawyers sent threats, but the paper trail was not on his side. Old commits, shared messages, early documentation with both our names. His case collapsed before it really began. Reverb didn't explode overnight. It grew, slowly, steadily, honestly. We onboarded creators one by one. We listened, we adjusted. We didn't promise magic. We promised respect. A year later, I stood on another stage. Different event, different audience, same bright lights, same held breath. This time, there was no Liam, no stolen credit, no ghost, just me, my team, and thousands of creators whose lives had changed in real, small ways. I announced something new: a fund, scholarships for young builders who had been exploited, underpaid, or erased, mentorships, legal resources, protection for the next generation of dreamers. I looked out over the crowd and said, revenge might feel satisfying in the moment, but it ends with one person losing and another person gloating. Hope is different. Hope builds. Hope spreads. Hope takes what was meant to break you and turns it into a foundation. Was I tempted to gloat? Of course. Some nights I still replay that first betrayal, but then I remember something. He took my platform. He stole my first story. He erased my name. Yet in the end, he gave me the best plot twist I could ask for. A reason to rise. A reason to build something better. A reason to come back not as a victim, but as the main character. So if someone thinks they've written you out of your own story, remember this. They only control the chapter they're in, not the ending. Your greatest revenge will never be their downfall. It will be your rise. So let them think they've won. Stay quiet. Keep building. Because when your comeback premieres, the whole world will finally see whose story it always was.